Hi, it's Carrie Connick at Brandscape Atelier, and I'm really happy to see you after Hurricane Sandy blew through the Philadelphia area this week. Everybody at the studio is fine, and the studio itself is fine. What I'd like to talk to you about today is, did you build a business, but did you fail to build a brand? Early on, when I'm working with startup entrepreneurs or even small businesses, I'll say, well, what's your marketing budget? And they say, well, let me just get the business up and running, and then I'll go back and build a brand. You know what I'm going to say about that, right? Small businesses, they get up and running, they have a lot of friends and family and a lot of people interested in their product and their services. And after a while, after they've built the business, they run into what I call the inevitable stall point, where they really now need to rely on marketing. And they have not done the work of defining a brand and defining the identity of the brand and how you're going to express that brand and that personality. So what happens is your messaging is chaotic, and your target audience can get somewhat confused, or what's worse is they don't really understand what you're all about, and they can't say, wow, I got it. When we work on a brand, I was working with Liz this week, and we're talking, I call about the cryptograph that's in the Da Vinci Code. You know, we're working on a brand, we're working on it, and then all of a sudden it goes and it's like crystal clear for the client as well as for me. And then it's a piece of cake. Then it's, okay, this is what we stand for, this is who we are. Then we work into the name, the naming system, the name, the descriptor, the tagline, and we get at those nuances, but when we got it, we know it because we can feel it. It's like, yes. And so what I want to talk about is the problem with missing building the brand first, because inevitably you will need to go back, and inevitably you will spend twice or three times as much money on investing in that brand identity and those marketing materials and those sales materials, which you could avoid had you done it from the brand forward. Okay, so when I talk about what is branding, and I have a video segment on that called Demystifying the Brand Identity Process. If you haven't seen that, you've got to sign up for that. But the brand is the heart and soul of the business, of what you are, what you stand for, of the services and products, but also of the relationship with the client. So the brand is the core of everything. Okay, so if people forgot to pour what I call the foundation to the house, and then they build their design or their brand expression on top, and then they build all their marketing materials. Okay, that's the website, the stationery, the signage. If it's a restaurant, the menus, every single piece of collateral gets done from here on up. And then if you have a sales process, which inevitably you will have, and a sales budget, and maybe there's the sales piece, and then there's a sales team. These are people, right? And that's an investment on a business. It's an exciting time to need salespeople because it means you're growing, but it also is scary because it costs money. So what the team is saying, the brand voice, the expression, is coming from a faulty or a non-existent foundation. Okay, so what's going to happen to this awesome townhouse that we've just built, right, if we skip the brand? Okay. It's built on no foundation. And so what happens is when your business hits that stall point, you're not crystal clear about what you're driving towards, about what you really stand for, what matters to you and to the brand emotionally, and what is that connection to your target audience, and why them, and why you're serving them, and why you care so much. When you don't have that articulated or clarified initially, then your marketing, your logo, your design work, your videos, your marketing materials, your sales tools and materials, and this is all an investment, right? Money, money, money. Okay, when you start down here and you start building, okay, and then up here, you get this far, and you realize, I think we need to go back. So a lot of we used to think we did a lot of startups. We do a lot of startups, but I thought we did more startups than we did small businesses. And what I realized is with our metrics, we actually do more small businesses that are rebranding. I have clients that have businesses up and running for 10 years. The business is fine. It's just that they don't feel compelled to work in it anymore. They don't feel driven by what they care about at this point. So they're building a different business. So we can rebrand your current business, or we can leave that and establish a new business with all the awareness that you have from the first one. So that could be looking at your first business as a prototype, and now building a brand that you really, really get and that has longevity. Building a foundation, a properly poured foundation for your success model is imperative. And I'll ask people, how much you're going to spend here? Do you have a marketing budget? Do you have a brand identity build budget? What's the investment of the startup? You need to go into Excel first and look at where is the money. And when you outline those costs, you need to take a good hard look at how much money you're putting in the website and all the tactics, but when you don't have your voice clarified. Okay, so I recommend building your brand first, and then building your townhouse or your tower, your legacy, your success empire on top of it. Okay, to your brand, have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Okay, take care.